After thinking it for a while, it's time to look at the films that don't get much recognition at the Oscars. Welcome, everybody, to the comeback of the Oscar reviews on the documentary, foreign language, and animated films. And I'm looking at the films from this past Oscars of 2018, aka the films of 2017. You get the idea. And like last year, we're starting it up once again with the documentary films, as I'm going to be talking about a Chinese-American bank that is in serious trouble, a collaboration of a documentary filmmaker and an artist-photographer, a controversy for Olympic athletes on doping, noble heroes in the city of Aleppo in Syria, and a racial case of a murder that did not have its fair justice. And the films I'm going to be talking about are Abacus, Small Enough to Jail, Faces Places, Icarus, Last Men in Aleppo, and Strong Island. And all this week, I will be reviewing all of these 5 films. Like last year, I am going to be reviewing these films based on what the predictions people were going to say what was going to be the least likely to win, to the winner that will be at the end of the week. And starting this up is the Netflix documentary, and it's not the one that won, it's the one that didn't win. And of course, I'm talking about Strong Island.
The documentary is directed by Yancey Ford, who is also the first openly transgender director to be nominated in the Academy's history. The film talks about the murder of Yancey's older brother, William Ford, who was shot by Mark Riley in 1992 at their hometown in Long Island, New York. And the result of the case? There was no justice to the killer, and it was an all-white jury at court. But Yancey still wants justice to the guy who killed his brother, and he will not stop until the time of the documentary was. This documentary also goes into the family's history from his parents' marriage to the birth of William and the relationship he had with his 2 younger sisters. And yes, that's around the same time when Yancey was still a girl. Now I've got to say, this is a very emotional film, and it was so serious. Of course, we have the subject of racism on the past 3 documentaries last year, I Am Not Your Negro, 13th, and the winning one, OJ Made in America. But this one, you're seeing the perspectives of Yancey's family, specifically his mom, his sister, William's friends, and a district attorney. But Yancey is the main perspective as she's bringing you the real answer to the case. What he also did is show many pictures throughout his family's life. I can tell you that the Ford family loves each other so much, especially when they lost William and when they lost their father from a stroke years later. I love this documentary, and I almost felt like when I was watching it, I feel really bad for Yancey, and strongly support him on what he's doing. It's kind of like 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, which shows us in a fictional way. This one, however, is real. I gotta say, the interviews were perfectly told. Not only how much they loved William, but he was also a great person to all of them, even Yancey himself. One thing I gotta say, what I loved about the most of this documentary, it's the cinematography by Alan Jacobson. From how the pictures are being shown, to the reenactment, the murder scene, but without the humans, and even a close-up with Yancey right in front of your face. It's not creepy, because he's actually talking directly at you. If there are any criticism, it's definitely a little long. But when I was watching it, I had a pause break for a couple of minutes because my mother gave me a snack, and it did work. Well, since it's on Netflix, it might be easy, and you will like it more like myself. Also, there is one shocking moment at the end, which I can't spoil for you. I can easily say it's not about the case. As for my recommendation, go watch this documentary. It is very emotional to watch. Honestly, I didn't cry while watching it, but you will probably will. And if you are a fan of those documentaries I mentioned, go see it.
I love this movie, and it did deserve that Oscar nomination. Do I think it should have won? Well, we still have 4 more to go, as tomorrow we'll be looking at another potential racial documentary, but this time it's a different culture, and we will still be in New York, but in the Big Apple, in Chinatown.